since we've no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, it doesn't show signs of stopping, but we've got some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But as long as you hold me tight, oh, all the way home I'll be warm. Well, the fire is slowly dying, but my dear, still goodbye. And as long as you love me so, let it snow, 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 let it snow. Night, how I hate going out in the storm. But as long as you hold me tight, oh, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, but my dear, still goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, 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 let it snow. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, it doesn't show signs of stopping, but we've got some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But as long as you hold me tight, oh, all the way home I'll be warm. Well, the fire is slowly dying, but my dear, still goodbye. And as long as you love me so, let it snow, 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 let it snow. Night, how I hate going out in the storm. But as long as you hold me tight, oh, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, but my dear, still goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, 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 let it snow. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, it doesn't show signs of stopping, but we've got some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But as long as you hold me tight,
welcome back, everyone, from a long break here for the Masters of the Draft series. Well, not really a long break, but a long break from points racing here, as we just had the Thanksgiving Day Bash last week, where Jacob Drift won himself a cool $60 by grabbing the win last week. But here we're back points racing in the 87 cars at the Legacy Daytona International Speedway here in Daytona, Florida. These guys gonna get back after it here this evening. Unfortunately, we are without our better half, Tommy Rogers, tonight. I know he's out there reffing, having a good time. I see him in the comment section over there on YouTube, so double dutying over there. Awesome for the support, Tommy, and everyone watching. Before we get going here this evening, make sure you go down there to your little gear, your setting, whatever you want to call it, down there on the bottom right of your screen, and turn the quality up to Ultra HD. Yeah, it's in 1440p, so take advantage of that here. Again, I'm Craig with CSR Broadcasting. It's powered by Highline Racing Network. You'll see them on Sunday nights and all over YouTube. His YouTube page is growing rapidly, so make sure you check him out over there as well. But tonight, all about the Motd series from Daytona. Watching practice, there's a couple guys struggling a little bit. It seems like when the cars kind of got up out of their groove that they committed to in the middle of the corners there, if they had to make an adjustment late, they really upset the race car. So gonna be fun to try to keep an eye out on all the action here tonight. Let's go ahead and get a look at your season schedule here from Daytona this evening in the 87 block for the Motd series. Just trying to get our things all situated here. So yeah, looking like we got a handful of laps here tonight. Stages at 1440 and 90 here. So this one, excuse me, it might be 80. I have it too small. I'm not reading it well. But then we head to Talladega. Then the All-Star break will be coming up for the Motd series. And then we head to Trucks Gen 6 and Gen 4 to wrap up the season. You'll see a couple cars on track there. Their drivers meeting just wrapped up. They are just getting their final warm-up in for this one. We'll go back here to the pre-race show. Let's go ahead and get a look at your point standings here. Bobby Wetzel leading the charge here with the 87s in block number 3. A close points battle here. As we had a couple weeks ago, we had a little bit of drama in the Motd series. Greg Thompson no longer in the league, so that's going to shake up the overall point standings that we will get a look at right now for you guys. You see it there, Jacob Drift up at the top. And then, from there on, the points battle now really taking place here. Almost at the halfway point of the season, so it's really, I think you really need to finish this block strong and start the Truck Series block strong if you really want to solidify yourself into the championship. How should we phrase it? The championship contention, I guess, is the best way to say that. To really, if you're down there in the 20s, you better get your stuff together quickly here, as we're almost at the halfway point. Well, getting a look around the Daytona International Speedway here. As these guys wrap up their warm-up session, we will take a look at the national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's past gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly
Welcome back, everyone. There, Chris Stapleton there on the national anthem from the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. We're just a couple minutes of getting this thing kicked off here from Daytona. Can't wait to get this one started. Should be a blast around this speedway here. If you could do me a favor, if you guys are enjoying our content, just hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, the follow, whichever it's called down there. Helps more people find content just like this. We also, we might have a couple more series coming up here in the near future. So some different cars, some different stuff coming up. So make sure you follow along if you want to check that all out here. You see the guys finally getting some of their final laps in from Daytona here this evening. Gonna be curious to see if Dylan in the 12 can go ahead and take the reins once again. Can Christian Rhodes finally beat the Demons and grab P1 here after several P2 finishes? Or are we going to see somebody a little bit different coming up to the front here this evening? Is it finally time for Jacob Drift to, now that he has the points lead, to not relinquish it, grab that big win on the season? Is Scott Wise going to fight off the Demons that have been also holding him back here in the recent weeks? Getting caught up in some stuff. A couple solid finishes sprinkled within, but I'm sure he would like that to get more consistent. Are we going to finally see the AWR team break through, or is it going to be an unsung hero, a Sam Maxwell or somebody, a single car team that goes out here and grabs the win this evening? Whoever you think, well, I was just going to say there, Critical there, early picks. He's going Jacob Muddy Drift. I like that new nickname. Yeah, you might have to roll with that after his big win last week. Maybe he can, again, carry that momentum here to now the points side. I think we're in the same mindset there, Critical. I think Jacob is a sure bet. Seems to always find a way kind of through the chaos and recover nicely. I think tonight maybe now that he has the points lead, we'll see a tad bit more aggressiveness out of him. Oh, Sam Maxwell now on TWM. Yeah, that's right. I forgot there is a couple different guys that moved into different teams. Early pick, Wilson says tow truck driver. Not a bad choice. I definitely saw, like I said, a couple guys pretty out of shape here, barrel rolling down the out of the corners, down the straightaways. If the race is anything like practice with some of the wrecks we had, it's going to be pretty spectacular. SMT's in here. Appreciate that. I'm taking the over on 7.5 cautions tonight. I think that's a pretty sure bet. It seemed like the way the cars were handling that that could very well be the case. Wilson saying 13. Well, I'm going to have to really get some notes going if we get up in the 13 range. The last time we were here at Daytona, it seemed to have calmed down. The 87s have been kind of a rather tame, should I say, compared to the Xfinity series between the first couple races of this block. Well, these guys getting ready to get out here on the racetrack, so let's go ahead and get your live scene up and going for you here, and let's get the qualifying results from this evening. Figure out who's putting it on the pole tonight. Scott Wise in the 31, going to beat Jason Branch by 1/100th of a second over the 12 of Dylan Picklesmere there in the 12. I'm probably still saying it wrong. Drift, Bobby Wetzel, Steve Anderson, Eddie Rowdy, Christian Rhodes, DJ Waddle, Sam Taylor going to round out your top 10. A lot of the big names right up in there, but then you got some of the dark horses. Craig Martin, Brian Hayes, Shane Ward. I'm expecting a breakthrough race for him as well. Sam Maxwell, Jeff in the 98 we saw get a win a couple weeks ago. Don't remember if that one's a James Tinder, JT there in the 88. He's also due for a breakthrough evening. Josh McKinney in the 03, who's having himself a very good season as well. Rounding out the top 18 as you get a look at the rest of the starting grid here for this evening. Shifty in the 44 down there at the bottom. Derek Jacobs definitely got loose under his qualifying lap to be 4.1 seconds off, and Zach Harry did not put down a time I have a feeling that may have been intentional. He might just want to start somewhere down in the back of this field. If what you guys are saying is true on YouTube, that could be a very good strategy for him here this evening. Get a look at your pole sitter as they begin to roll it off pit road here this evening. Getting ready for 80 laps, around Daytona. You got Scott Wise there on the bottom in that 31 machine, Jacob Branch on the outside. Let's get your audio rolling here for the cars rolling around the racetrack. Oh, we got our camera up. I didn't even realize our camera was up there. We get rid of that. We don't want to see my mug down here. As I didn't even see it down there on YouTube as we were playing some Call of Duty the other night. Racing in place of Lee Ball. Okay, so Evan Perry's in the field there. You guys, you got a live look at just how distracted I can be out here trying to do this thing. We were playing Call of Duty the other day, so we had our webcam on. Glad I saw that in time here for this one as they're rolling down the back straightaway. Here you see some of the GLM cars there in the back sporting that Richard Petty scheme. You see the 22 on the inside of Craig Martin. Scored himself a big win in the All-American Cup Series just a couple weeks ago. Branch in the 14. Wetzel in the 09 as they roll through 3 and 4. Getting ready to get this thing started here. Some awesome looking race cars. A good mixture. You got got a Pontiac, you got a Ford, you got Chevy, you got a Buick right there in your top 4. So basically all the manufacturers right there. Evan Perry in the field racing for Alex Leeball in the 24 here tonight. But let's go ahead and let's get this thing started, shall we? MOTD's back in the 87s. Points racing from Daytona. We're 80 laps here this evening. The pace car getting ready to make its hard left-hand turn. Scott Wise going to bring him to the green here for the MOTD series.
Green flag, green flag.
We are green there all the way. A good, clean start here. I wonder how aggressive these guys are going to be off the bat, or if they kind of know the cars weren't handling the best during practice, if they're going to go ahead and maybe lay back just a little bit. Not looking like guys really want to give an inch just yet. As you see, we are on the rough surface, the legacy surface from Daytona. Scott Wise immediately going to move up to the high side, block that outside run there with Jason Branch, getting a good push down the back straightaway to Scott Wise. Bobby Wetzel driving it to the bottom of the racetrack right there. He's going to go ahead, lead the charge out of 4, but here comes Scott Wise right back on the high side. A drag race for lap number 1. Who's going to get here first? Give the first lap to Scott Wise. Let's bring up the full standing so you guys can keep track of your favorite drivers throughout this one as they make their way around Daytona here this evening. Wetzel's had a couple strong runs, maybe some aggressiveness, bit him in the butt there a couple times, but nonetheless, he has been up front quite a bit in this series and has led several laps right now. Looking like the high side really being the place to be. You see these sparks out of the exhaust, or the flame, if you call it. These guys having a lift getting in the corner. No restrictor plate on these 87 cars. So these guys are flying around the racetrack. Get a look at the track temperature. 96 degrees on the warmer side, but not too terrible for these guys. Tire wear still going to be a thing in this one with the speeds that they are pulling, heading down the front straightaway. 213 into a rough surface, bumpy surface of Daytona. Wow, we got these boys all up to speed. Let's go ahead. Let's crank it up. Oh, right before we do that, we got drift in the outside wall, falling back here. Our crank it up camera not wanting to work. These guys scrambling to get around him. He's way off the pace. Don't know if he broke the right front of that one or it's just pure momentum loss there on the 14 car. But you see your points later heading to the back. It doesn't look too bad. He definitely got some damage there on the right front, but that looks like it's pointing the right direction. Just going to need a little bit of help. Here's these guys roll through. Got the sound turned up a little bit. I think we were down. Rooting for Joe Wells to win tonight. Yeah, not a bad choice. He grabbed a win not too long ago in the at iRacing Super Speedway here. Scott Wise still going around the racetrack. We're going to look to see where Mr. Wells is hiding at right now in that 3 machine. right here, riding in 15th, up 6 positions already. See Evan Perry there in the 72 in place of Alex Leiball, subbing here this evening in his SMT racing car. Doing not a bad job right now, hanging in the top 15 there for Leiball, trying to score him some points. Looking like Waddle and Victor Rivera are your biggest movers, up 6 spots at the current moment. Steve Melnick on the move as well. He is up 8 spots. Obviously, Jacob Drift is going to be one of the biggest losers at the current moment on the racetrack, as well as Eddie Rowdy. Dylan had to serve a penalty, so as good of a qualifying effort as he had, he now tracked 1 lap down, racing Brian Hayes in the 47 machine for the Lucky Dog if the caution was to fly. Single file out front as we turn laps here at Daytona. Three wide here through the middle of the corner, going to wash up, make a little bit of contact, and Maxwell saw it, tries to jump there, the rear of the car sliding around a little bit. There's still 3 wide coming through the trial. We're going to look on board with DJ Waddle, Christian Rhodes, Sam Maxwell watching it all happen as they now get it sorted out. You hear the lifting, you hear the tires squealing, getting down into the corner there before the triple clutch racing machine of Christian Rhodes there. Hearing a lot of throttle input out of these cars right now as they make their way. Bobby Wetzel going to make a move down the back straightaway, trying to get by the 31. Still the 31 hanging tough. Got the 4 in behind him. Going to be tough for Wetzel to complete the pass here. Looking like a lot of guys trying to use the high side, maybe trying to conserve just a little bit of tire as well here this evening, as the field's starting to get a little spread out right now. A little bit of contact. Oh, who is that in the outside wall right there? Is that Marcus Kaiser? And yes, in the 42 also grabbed the outside wall there. So some of these guys, it's the speed and then the lack of downforce. I mean, if a guy slides up in front of you off corner exit, it will definitely upset the nose of that car and just make it wash all the way to the wall. And I think you're seeing that a little bit here early this evening. You see Branch and Waddle now working the outside of Jeff, going down the back straightaway. These guys still racing. They don't want to just follow on the line, but right now looking like passing's at a premium if all the cars are lined up on the high side. Going to be tough to do. Now you see Maxwell turning it down to the bottom of the racetrack. Some of these guys maybe seeing who's going to commit to go with them if they make their move. Right here, I think a lot of guys still unsure, looking like the high side being pretty dominant. They don't really want to give up that on lap 10 and then fall all the way back out of this lead pack right here. But still pretty racy up front from Daytona. you saw there while we were on board with some of these guys. You just hear how much they're really having to be patient on the throttle. And the speed difference is 213 down the straightaways, all the way down into the 180s, the upper 180s, but still a pretty just severe difference in speeds getting into the quarter. Tire wear definitely going to become a thing. The pit stops not as quick here on these cars, so green flag pit stops are really going to have to hit your mark, because if you mess up with the long pit stops, definitely going to cause you to lose quite a bit of ground as they get 3 wide up off the quarter. Somebody made a little contact with that outside wall, but they're all good. A little bit of a breakaway up front of almost a 4-car breakaway here. You got the Scott Wise, Christian Rhodes, Jason Branch, Bobby Wetzel here. And about 0.7 of a second back to Sam Maxwell is, the 98 is around. Jeff's going to go for a slide. Let it roll, lock her back down. Just a kiss to the inside wall. No yellow flag as he's off the racing surface. Oh, could he be stuck in the wall? That would be absolutely brutal. Looking like he just might be stuck in that outside wall. That's a tough break for the 98 there on the racetrack. See if we can go back and get a look at what happened there. I also get a notification Ryan Wilson went off track to get a quick peek at what may have happened here. A little further back. Oh, Wilson's in the wall hard there, and then likewise off the racing surface goes for a big slide. Here we'll see if we can rewind this one more time, get a look to see maybe what happened. Just a little arrow tight up off the quarter, and man, that thing snaps, rolls, just rolls over on that left rear and really hits that outside wall a ton. So tough break for Ryan Wilson. The front end kind of comes back on that car. Tough break nonetheless for him. See if we can go back. Definitely some contact between the 98 and the guys that he was racing with back there. Don't know if we're going to get a notification, because technically it is the racing surface, just because he was sliding down there on the entrance to pit road. Still surprised we didn't get a caution for that. We're also not going to get a notification for that. We do have him entering pit road here. So, yeah, here we go. He's on the outside here. Tinder and the 88 going to tap the apron there. Yep, just going to wash him up the hill, and that's all she wrote. Good job minimizing the physical damage, but the race strategy damage might be much different there. As you see, the 31 is in the outside wall, handing the lead to Christian Rhodes. So the tires really at a premium right now. Seeing a lot of these guys struggling, getting up off the quarter here. This race might not be the fastest. Is who is taking care of their equipment. Now you see Christian Rhodes and Jason Branch side by side heading down turn 4 to the trial. We got some more smoke out in front of these guys here. Not sure what that is all about. I think some guys just going to pit road, quite possibly. Just looking here. No, DJ Waddle may have gone off the track. Just getting a notification. We're staying green here. Oh, he's going to make hard contact with the inside wall. Cannot believe we're not going to get a caution for that one out here. We'll see if we get a different look here from another camera angle. We're going to have to rewind just a little bit. He goes for a rather large slide there. Same thing, tight up off the corner, makes some contact. The suspension rolls over, and then he's going to go for a big slide. Oh, almost rolls that car over. Again, can't believe iRacing is not throwing the yellow flag for that, as we still have a battle for the lead going on up here between Christian Rhodes, Jason Brandt, and now Bobby Wetzel, all in the equation. Rhodes clears him coming out of turn number 2. And, well, if this race keeps going like this, we might not see that caution mark up there that you guys were calling out. Zach Harry, unfortunately, looks like he is not going to turn any laps here tonight. I know some of these guys trapped a lap down. Definitely want to see that caution fly. As you see the 47 in trouble of potentially losing another lap, so he might want it to stay out, because I believe he has already gone down pit road, might have another lap or two. Fuel wants the strategy to play all the way out. Maybe gets one of those laps back the hard way by playing a little bit of pit strategy, and then maybe can work his way back up through this field and get those laps back. Still side by side, Wetzel now to the bottom of the racetrack on Branch. They're 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Scott Wise, Brian Hayes, class act there, just going down below the yellow line, letting these leaders battle it out amongst themselves, not risking wrecking and tearing up anybody's race car. So clutch move there by Hayes as Branch takes the lead out of 4. We'll go ahead and get a look at who has led some laps around this one, as Christian Rhodes says, maybe not so fast. I'm going to take this lap right there. So Christian Rhodes grabs himself a lap led, but Branch right back on the outside. So Branch has not officially scored himself a lap led yet. Rhodes with 4. Wetzel, I do not believe either has gotten that car out front. So Scott Wise leading 15 of them here. The only other guy, Christian Rhodes, has got himself a couple laps led. So officially 2 lead changes out here, but these guys definitely putting on a show as that second pack has now caught the leaders. Maybe these guys purely intentional, really just pulled back on their pace there a little bit, let these guys go out there and, burn up their stuff. Now in the clutches, here comes Sam Maxwell with a move on Scott Wise here, and Sam Taylor, a winner here at Daytona, likewise going to make that same move. So the 31 car really looking like he might be starting to struggle for grip out here as he starts to fall back, and the 9 and 60 start to make their way to the front here on lap 20 of 80 for the Motd series at Daytona. Oh, big contact again for Scott Wise. That car really struggling now. That handling is definitely going away on that race car. I gotta imagine we're probably not too terribly far from seeing some green flag pit stops. If the handling of these cars keeps going away, well, and they might just might get that caution here. A lot of these guys struggling for grip right now. Again, this lead pack now growing here, all the way from the back to the front. Again, here comes Jacob Drift. Some of your guys' picks early in this one, anyone but Scott. He said, Greg Thompson says, so stirring the pot on there. I see you, Thompson. Hey, we're here for it. We're just a broadcaster. We don't have a stake in this game out here. This Christian Rhodes now under fire here. Here comes Maxwell and Taylor. So maybe, again, their strategy playing. They knew the tire wear was going to be an issue here, now showing a little bit of muscle towards the end of the run while some of the handling has gone away. We do have notifications. Guys are making their way on and off pit road right now. Steve Melnick, Derek Jacobs, Dave Scott all on and off pit road right now. Wetzel's going to go for a big slide down here. Going to make some contact with the inside wall. We'll see if that brings out our first yellow flag of the evening. The motor is definitely going to expire on that machine with that hit. Still no yellow flag out there on the racetrack here this evening. iRacing really being stingy with the yellow flags here as Christian Rhodes continues to lead. He's under siege from from Jason Branch and Sam Taylor. We'll try to go ahead and get another look at what happened to Bobby Wetzel here. Coming off the corner, he's already in his slide right here. Scott Wise is there a very minor bit of contact there. I believe Sam Maxwell was in the outside wall, so tough break. Wetzel ends up paying the price out of that one. Get a look back up front because we are not yet under caution right now. The lead kind of calming down here for just a minute. Get a look back here at Joe Wells. The field really starting to get spread out, except for this pack here. Josh McKinney, Victor Rivera, Marcus Kreiser, Jerry Fassett there in the 71. Eric Hayden as well, just biding their time out here on the racetrack as they so classically do here for the Highline Racing cars. Just, big, big moment there for the 71, but he's going to be able to hang on to that one as well. Now getting a notification that the 98 may have come back, may have had some issues here. Yeah, he's already down in the grass. We'll have to do a rewind here as well. Oh, way down off the racetrack. Same thing, going to tap the outside wall there, just struggling to find that grip, finds himself in the grass, the soft suspension of this car, that hits the curbing of the bus stop there. Really going to upset the handle of that race car. Going to get the grass a couple more times. Great job saving the car right until he starts to slide there. But a lot of these guys really struggling for grip right now. They're all chasing Christian Rhodes and Jason Bradge here. Now Jason gets that lap lead that he's been looking for. Here, let's see. Oh, excuse me, his second lap lead here as Sam Taylor now right in the mix. Another name moving up through the field right now, the 39 of Shane Gordon, the 22 of Craig Martin, up quite a few spots. You see Scott Wise falling back heavily now in the clutches of falling outside the top 10. Evan Perry still scoring himself a top 10 right now, up 9 spots. Christopher Lunsford up 9 spots as well in that 37 machine, just outside the top 10 right now. Jerry Fassett up 9 as well. So a lot of these guys in a similar spot. We'll see who gets the biggest mover of the race right now. Christian Rhodes is up 6, still side by side for the lead up front from Daytona. Leaders have not been to pit road just yet, so we'll see when they want to sacrifice the draft for some grip out there. But these guys still battling hard for the lead at Daytona. Man, this racing up front has been spectacular right here. Again, the second pack. Oh, the 39 a little loose up off the quarter. Can't wait to try to get a word with some of the guys if they get a caution flag here this evening and get their thoughts in what their tire wear might have been throughout this first run here. These boys really putting down some lap times as well, flying around this racetrack. 44-second lap time for Christian Rhodes, 44.02. A 43.9 and a 43.7 back here to Jacob Drift. So these guys really getting it done around the racetrack here. We'll see if we can find that information here. I know it's here somewhere. I just got to find it. Here we go. Taking a look at some of the miles per hour. Average 203 for Christian Rhodes on his best lap of the race. 203 as well for Bradge. Back here to Jacob Drift, 204 now riding P3 after he had his moment. Still a little bit of right front damage on that car, but right now I believe he is going to have himself the fastest lap of the race right now with a 43.718. So blistering times here around Daytona, and yeah, no wonder why we got some aggressive tire wear. I mean, that is an average of 204 miles an hour. And that is with the heavy lifting into the corner. So these guys absolutely flying. Ryan Wilson on and off pit road as well. Dave Scott has gone around. I got to imagine we're not far from green flag pit stops here. Can't imagine they can really go more than 35 or so laps on a tank of fuel. These drivers definitely going to be screaming for tires here. And a guy who maybe just got his tires hot, now starting to make his way back to the front. Scott Wise maybe back off the pace just a little bit to try to cool those tires down. Now a guy who was falling and potentially outside the top 10 now finds himself inside the top 5 once again as Jacob Drift now makes his move to the lead here at Daytona. Give Drift now a lap led here this evening. A fantastic recovery for Jacob Money Drift, as they're saying out there in the chat. Greg still stirring up the pot. I love it. I love it. Give us some beef. That's what we love. Oh, Sam Taylor's a little bit of contact in the outside wall right there. He'll be all right. Didn't lose too much. Really didn't hit it that hard. So he will continue on almost 3 wide now, just 3 wide in behind. They settle it out. Sam Taylor says, I do not want to be 3 wide right now. It is only lap 30. Here is Drift carrying a little bit of momentum from last week. Now to the point, going to get himself some laps led after setting the fastest lap of the race. I think he's going for the Sebastian Vettel there. All right, I had my moment. I fell back. I flexed my muscle coming back through it. Oh, by the way, I also took the fastest lap of the race. And now see if he can put it in victory lane here tonight. We're just shy of about halfway. We'll get some shots from around Daytona here. We have a couple different cameras, some dynamic cams. We'll let these ride out for a little bit. We got a Daytona 500 cam. See what that one does for us. As we'll take a couple laps waiting for green flag pit stops from Daytona. Well, right as we say, we're going to sit there and wait. These guys immediately, of course, make their move to pit road. Christian Rhodes, Scott Wise, Jason Branch, all on pit road same time. You got, we're moving around here. We got Sam Maxwell on pit road, as well as Evan Perry, Christopher Lungsford, Joe Wells, Josh McKinney, Marcus Kreiser, Eddie Rowdy, all made their way to pit road. Sam Taylor, Drift, Anderson still out here. Craig Martin on the racetrack. Shane Ward just in behind him. James Tinder a little further back, and then back to Jerry Fassett, Eric Hayden out here. I just saw Evan Perry somewhere in my running order. What just happened to Evan Perry? Evan Perry, okay, he is on pit road as well. So it's a little bit of a late notification there. Sam Taylor still out on the racetrack here. 33. I doubt he can stretch another 7 laps to try to split this race right in half. That would be just unbelievable. Crazier things that have happened. I mean, these are the 87 cars with as much time out of the throttle. Maybe some of these guys mastering a little bit of a clutch push, going into the corner, using the draft down the straightaways to pull back close. Still, 7 laps would be absolutely insanity to try to make happen. I can't imagine we're gonna go flag to flag here tonight. iRacing, though, saying otherwise, that it's gonna be stingy with its cautions here, as now these guys now making their way on the pit road here. Get a look, make sure they all get in clean. Drift really sliding that right front. Looks like he is gonna get on pit road okay. Not getting a notification for any penalties here on the racetrack. So Shane Ward's gonna get himself another lap around here before he makes his way to pit road. So stretching at 34 laps out here on a tank of gas. Looking like Jerry Fassett and Eric Hayden likewise. Just going to try to continue to stretch their fuel mileage just a little bit out here on the racetrack. They're all drafting now. They got the 37 and the 72 to draft with as well. Technically making up a little bit of time on Ward as he's out there by himself. Get a look as he now starting to make his way onto pit road. Here, make sure he gets this thing woed up as he's going down this rough racetrack in that soft suspension. Does a good job getting it on pit road just fine. Get a look back here at Jerry Fassett and Eric Hayden to see if they make their way onto pit road. This time they're on the bottom of the racetrack, and they are on their way to pit road. Getting a look at Jerry Fassett, really trying to get that thing checked up. Does a good job not spinning that thing out with Eric Hayden here. Fassett really pushing it, getting on pit road, as that should inherit the lead back to Drift with a pretty sizable lead now over Sam Taylor all the way back here. Almost 1.5 seconds. Excuse me, almost 5 seconds behind Drift now. So Drift out here on an island. Sam Taylor's going to have to sit here and wait for some help coming around here. You get a shot of him coming out of turn 4. This pack here, if they can all get together, they should run down Drift pretty quickly, as Drift now inherits the lead back. It's going to take some work, but with the 6 cars they got in behind them, they should be able to run down Drift. Here we'll get a ride and a couple looks on board with these guys as they continue to put down the laps here at Daytona. like Scott and Hayden may have gone around, so we will finally get that caution flag that these guys, I think some of these guys desperately needed here. Let's pull up the replay. DJ Waddle and company going around. Scott, yeah, of course it's going to catch it mid-wreck here. We'll see what happens. Looks like Scott, yeah, brushes the wall, just pulls it down off the racetrack right in front of Waddle, who's already had a tough go at it. Oh, the 75 going to come back up the racetrack here. Get another look at it here. We'll try to cue it up with the 75 already in his spin. The thing's going to just snap back around. Jerry Bassett makes it out, but Eric Hayden getting on the brakes gets loose. That thing going to smash right into the 75 there. So Scott scrapes the outside wall, gets DJ involved, and then Eric Hayden just nowhere to go and doing a good job keeping that car kind of out of trouble. Get that off that camera of Joe Wells's right front tire as we are under caution for the first time here this evening with drift up front. We'll wait to see who comes on and off pit road this time. Try to get a word with a couple of these guys as they go around the racetrack and figure out just what's going on from the drivers' perspectives here at Daytona. Got to see some of these guys, imagine, go down pit road here. Might be getting them close to their fuel windows. As you see, yeah, Scott Wise with the fake out, Christian Rhodes as well. So I guess a lot of the leaders not wanting to make their way on pit road, but then the guys in the back of the pack. I did notice Melnick with some heavy right front damage. May have not got the notification. He must have smacked the right front on that car pretty hard here this evening. So Melnick suffering some damage on the racetrack. Looks like the 98, the 507, and the 07 out of this one, with the really being the first wreck for, or the first caution of the evening. Not sure how many guys have that fast repair, because a lot of them have smacked the outside wall here, and really it's going to be tough to keep track of who has fast repairs. Obviously the 75, the 100, and the 94, if he still has his, we're going to have to use it out there on the racetrack. Their one and only fast repair of the evening. Get a look at Joe Wells here. Well, now that we have some of these guys on and off pit road, we'll see if we can get a chat with a couple of them as they go around the racetrack here this evening. See if we can dial up a couple of these guys and figure out just kind of how this one's playing out for them in their race. We'll see if we can get Slightly Dangerous's Sam Taylor up here in the broadcast booth. Sam, it's Craig up in the booth. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. Arms are sore.
Yeah, I was going to say, looking like tire wear might be kind of on the top of everyone's mind right now.
Yeah, most definitely. I kind of hung back the first part of that long run there, and it paid off for me in the end. I was able to drive up to first right as everybody was pitting. So hopefully we get another long run and no more cautions, because I do like saving tires, and it paid off for me the first time.
Yeah, I at first I thought you guys were just losing touch with the draft, and then I started noticing the handling going away on some of the guys, and you guys come rocketing back up. Is that something, even if you get a couple cautions, you're still going to try to get, keep in your back pocket as this thing plays out if you get another green flag runs, especially with iRacing not really throwing many cautions here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a long green flag run, but you know how these things go. You've seen us this year. We run good the first half, and it goes downhill after that. I mean, I hope it keeps good, but I don't have high hopes right now.
Yeah, when the pack seems to kind of get reset, we kind of get a little bit of chaos. Is your strategy then right now, is it go hard, keep that car kind of out of the mess for right now, just try to keep it in that top 5 where the guys have been pretty patient all night?
Yeah, I'm going to try and keep it up here first few laps of this run, get everybody strung out again, and then maybe go back to tire management, and maybe we get a long run, and maybe it pays off for me.
Well, good luck, buddy. Hope to see you back in victory lane here at Daytona, as you've already done this year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate Taylor giving us a little bit of rundown there. Yeah, you heard it. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Not always, but I'll get you back under the yellow flag here, camera, for just a moment. But yeah, it seemed like in that first run, guys were just being strong. We noticed in the field getting stretched out. I was, concerned that maybe that was just some guys struggling with the handling of the race cars. You heard it there from Taylor, though. Intentional moves, tire management there. And like you said, it really started paying off at the end of that run. He got himself in a good position up there at the end. He's thinking we might see the old terminology. Cautions are going to breed cautions here. So we'll get you back to your live cam as these guys roll it here through 3 and 4 this evening. It looks like there's a lot of room out there for 3 wide in these cars, but it seemed like when they got 3 wide, they were very, very close to each other. So wonder if the intensity is going to pick up, or if the patience are still going to prevail, just because, they're not getting the cautions that they usually get for the typical spin outs, as you're going to see.
Green,
Jacob
green.
Money Drift lead them back to green. We are at the halfway mark of this race. Now, just slightly over lap 41 on the books right now. Drift going to lead them back around. We'll try to keep our eyes everywhere, but let's watch them go green and chaos. We will cut right to it. Great shot of these guys drag racing down the back straightaway here at Daytona. A lot of movement in these cars right now. Sam Taylor still giving Money Drift there a run for the money on the outside here. Get a look on board with Drift on the outside. Sam Taylor, the bottom of the racetrack, prevailing because it's the shorter way around. But that momentum going to carry the 9 up on the high side here. But what line are you going to want to be in if it's the final lap right there? You see the 9 able to carry the momentum, but the bottom side is the shorter way around the race. Right over the camera here. Great shot. Going down to the turn 1. The flames out the exhaust. This guy's lifting, getting down in here. Right now I would say the aggressiveness is at a 5. These guys not wanting to go single file like they were trying to position themselves, but also not making any super bold moves out here. I want to get a look back at here. Right here, Eddie Rowdy and company in those GLM cars, Wells and company, Rowdy and Kreiser right there. All 3 of them together sitting just outside the top 10, trying to make their way back to the front. Bobby Wetzel now trapped back here a little bit, got that damage repaired. Sitting in P18 right now. He's also going to maybe show some patience as that person on that car. Get a look back up front as they continue to click down the laps. 44, I shouldn't say 44 down, 43 down, 44 up right now as Branch gets Sam Taylor clear heading into 3 and 4, but a big run coming back for the 14. Side by side for the lead. No one wanting to give it up here. As they head down in 1 and 2, these guys still battling hard. No, the saving part is so much on the agenda right now for the night. It's everyone out front under fire right now. The whole field this time not getting nearly as spread out early in the run. You're going to see the 39 drop to the bottom of the racetrack there. I think he That is a strategy call. Does not want to be involved. A lot of cars up here right now. So I don't think the tire save is really in the equation, because if you start backing out of the throttle at these speeds with the closing rates, you might just find yourself in big time trouble. Going around Daytona, some small contact here. Great shot from the start-finish line. Drift going to grab that lap. No, Taylor's going to get that one on the high side. So looking like the high side through the tribal is what is prevailing right now, but I think it's going to be who is giving those aggressive bumps on the bottom to propel them forward into the tri-oval. If we get another photo finish here for the Motd series. Still side by side for the lead, heading down the back straightaway here at Daytona. Oh, somebody in the wall hard back there. Wetzel in the grass. They both save those race cars. Grass flying all over down the back straightaway. And iRacing doesn't kind of leave the grass. I know sometimes the dirt will stay on the racetrack, but it really doesn't upset the handling of the race cars, because on slick tires at 220 miles an hour, oh, we're going to get some contact back there. The Chrysler's around. That will be our second yellow of the evening back there. Hard hit for Chrysler in the outside wall. Not sure who is involved with him. I believe it was Wetzel. The caution will fly right here. Some of these guys having to dive themselves into the grass to avoid it. Oh, the 51 is tore up of Victor Rivera as well. So let's go ahead here, get us under our crash replay and see what happened here on the race. Getting a couple notifications that Anderson and everyone went off track. I believe this is all going to be through it right here. The 51 of Rivera is going to make some contact with the outside wall there. Yeah, go to catch the rear of the car. You see the hands hard over to the right. It's starting to come back, but he is still chasing it. Chrysler, unfortunately, they're in the GLM car. Tinder. Oh, my Lord. I don't know how he avoids that. He and all of his teammates right there. Chrysler, hard shot in the outside wall here. This is where you're going to see Wetzel and company, Jerry Fassett, Eric Hayden, all going through the grass to avoid it. Good job for these guys hanging on to it. Not a easy task. You get a look on board, just kind of, and you hear it, just how rough it is back down there in that grass and bouncing around. Doing a good job keeping that car on the racetrack. Pointed the right direction, I should say, on the racetrack. Not so much on the racing surface, but a good job hanging on to the car. Get a look now back up front, see if any of your leaders are going to make their way on pit road. Dylan in the 12 looking like he's going to get that lap back. He is so desperately wanted to try to get his way back to the front. Hayes 4 laps down, Shifty down 2, Melnick down 2 as well out there. So if these cautions keep flying, some of these guys are going to try to get some of their laps back the hard way or with the lucky dog here. Get a look from the fan cam. You'll get a look to see the race off of pit road, see who wins it. Now we'll try to dial up some of these drivers and see some more and hear some more perspectives from the drivers as they go around Daytona here this evening. Well, you saw the race off of pit road, and let's get a word with one of our sub-drivers here this evening. Evan Perry, it's Craig up at the booth. How's it going, bud?
Oh, it's going great tonight, man. I'm enjoying this car, this track. Always love the opportunity to come race with Motd. They're a great league, and I've always enjoyed partnering up with Scott Wise. So I'm having a blast, and surprisingly, I've been running about 10th place overall, but up front off of pit road, so it was a good pit.
There you go, sitting in P3 right now. We heard a lot of guys talking about, well, we heard one guy. We haven't really had the cautions to get too many words, but are tires also on your mind?
I'm taking care of my tires for the long run so that they're not on my mind. I'm letting people pass me when they want to pass, but I've been able to, like I said, hold 10th, 11th, and 12th the whole race, taking care of my tires, and look where I'm at. So it's worked out so far.
All panning out. Well, subbing for Lee Ball here tonight. Well, I'm going to take my shots at Lee Ball since he's not here. Maybe somebody can, at least representing the 24 car. I know you got the 72 on there, but maybe somebody in this league can put Alex Lee Ball in victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, let's hope, man. Let's hope. So, let's see what happens. I'm getting a little nervous now with people chatting right before the start of the final stretch, hopefully. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, good luck. We'll get you back down there to your teammates.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
See here, there's some of the nerves getting kicking in here. Yeah, we're getting down to it. I mean, we had a long green flag run to start this one. Now back our second caution of the evening. We have had several guys go off the racing surface, I should say. But iRacing not granting them the cautions that they probably so desperately wanted. But only our second one of the evening. So is this the point here? The laps are starting to count down. You're not getting the cautions that you kind of hope for. You're worried about the tires. Do you get aggressive, try to get yourself up front, and then tire save? Do you think there's still chaos to be had here? It's a tough spot right now for these drivers to kind of make up their mind. There's still plenty of time left in the race, but if they get spread out like they were earlier with some of the guys really saving tires, and trying to make their way up, they're not going to get as long of a run as they had the first time. So they're going to need to keep it a little tighter, which means a little bit more aggressiveness, a little bit more take. There's probably still plenty of time for give, but the field is repacked up and ready to go here from Daytona, heading to the conclusion of this one. Wrapping up our second yellow flag of the evening. The pace truck getting ready to make its left-hand turn down pit road. Jason Branch, Sam Taylor, Evan Perry going to lead us back to green. Lap 49 complete. Lap 50, 30 to go from Daytona. Some of these guys still trying to lap down. Some of them more dominant. Oh, the 14s are out right in front of this field. This is going to lead to a big wreck here. Oh, the big one in 3 and 4 here. It is a parking lot in turns 3 and 4. Several guys, look like all 3 GLM cars are in it. A massive wreck. We saw drift sideways in the middle of the corner. That led to several cars around. Several guys are going to be tore up. We're going to need to take a long look at this one. So it's going to give us, of course, it's going to give us Jerry Fassett wreck first, but we definitely saw otherwise here this evening. Again, now we're going to be into the who has the faster pairs left. Try to get you in a better camera angle here. Right there with the 14. The 14's all over the back of the 9. The 9 lifting, getting into the corner here. The 31 tucked right up behind his teammate there. Oh, the 14 and 31 going to make some contact. The 31 going to turn the 14, and then it is on from here. Just with a majority of the cars on the high side of the racetrack. The GLM boys know where to go. Then the 14 he's got the brake held, but just nothing he can do. He's along for the ride. Then the classic, what goes up must come down here. The 00, the 23, just everyone trying to get on the brakes. Dylan just got that car back on the lead lap. You're going to see the 3 go for a huge ride. The 51 in it. The 46, the 47 going to make some contact. McKinney looking like he's going to be able to turn down under this one. And yeah, just a parking lot out here in the middle of the corner. We'll get a look one more time at full speed here. Try to get you a bunch of different camera angles of this one. Just some chaos here in 3 and 4. Really going to change the dynamic of this one pretty heavily out here on the racetrack. Get up here with drift. Put it back full speed. You see him sideways. And then chaos. Definitely one of the biggest wrecks of the year. I believe, for the MOTD series. We'll see if we can get a look on board with Josh McKinney here as he works his way through this one. Believe he is able to kind of avoid the chaos here as he sees it up front. Gets down on the brakes. Tons of smoke. He just hooks a hard left. Puts it down in the grass. Got to watch out for this hill right here. Does a great job managing that one. So he was right about 20-something, 25th. Going to come out looking like in the top 10 right here. We'll get a couple more looks on board through this one. Just nowhere to go. You hear them on the brakes. They're trying their best to get woed up by going from 190 miles an hour and just into that one. It's going to be tough just for anyone to really, especially with just how blocked up this racetrack was, get some more shots of it here. I mean, just an absolute parking lot. Wow. So let's get our live look back out here in this one. Try to sort out who's left at this point, because several guys that might have ended their race. I know quite a few of them still had their fast repairs, but like we said there, that second caution was really going to change the dynamic of this race with the field jumbled back up. Guys going to get aggressive, guys trying to just hang in the pack. Some of the guys maybe trying to push their cars here to kind of see what they're going to do here if they get fresh tires at the end of this, to see just how hard they can push each other, trying to figure it out, because the laps are winding down. There's still enough time, but, you know, at this point, if you're a strategy-type race car driver, this is the point where you get aggressive to figure out what your car can do, at running it as hard as you can. If you still think you're going to get those cautions, this is where you test it out, then get back in your strategy saying, okay, with 10 laps to go, I know how I can run this car. I know how aggressive I can be and how it's going to handle in the pack. We may have seen that there with the 14 and 31, just trying to get linked up there. It just got air packed on the 14, started to get a little loose, and then that car stepped out of shape. The 31 just taps him, and he goes around. We're also getting to the point to make those picks out there. Everyone in the chat, look at the 4, make it through. Yeah, we'll get a quick peek at Christian Rhodes getting through this one as we're getting ready to go back green. Man, I wish we had picture-in-picture. That would make it a ton of fun for all of us, so we can stay live and get a replay. SDK, come on, get it here. We'll go back, we'll get you the green flag, we'll key that one up as well. Sam Taylor gonna lead us back to green here. Field definitely getting small here. Kreiser, you see the left front of that car doesn't even have a fender anymore. We're back green. We'll check out Christian Rhodes working his way through that one. Let's just make sure we get up to speed here. We'll go about 3 laps. We'll take a look at this one. We'll get a look up front at the race lead. 27 to go for MOTD 1987 cars here from Daytona. Bobby Wetzel now making his bid back to the front after he went for a big slide in that 09 red Buick down there. Sam Maxwell up in there. Josh McKinney also up in the mix. Dylan in the 12 did still have that faster pair. Now he's going to battle a multi-time winner here this year. Can he make it 3 on the year here as they continue their way around? We'll try to get a quick look here at the earlier wreck. Want to see if we can find Christian Rhodes in this one, get his on board. The guys in the chat want to see it. Oh, wow. I mean, a little bit of damage, but about as good as you're going to get to avoid the parking lot that was turn 3 and 4 just a lap or so ago. Branch now up front. Maxwell having himself a great race. McKinney all over the back bumper. Woo! That was close. With what we just saw with the 14 and company, not sure if that's what they want, but definitely the aggressiveness starting to pick up here a little bit for these guys. Just trying to get a look to see who may have gotten a lap back on that one. Not sure if anybody did. I believe Wilson would have been the first car 1 lap down, but he was involved in that wreck. So not going to, get that lucky dog out there this evening. So still the 23 fighting hard. Just going to need a little bit of help. The 72 of Evan Perry right in it as well. Scott Wise still had that faster pair. He's recovered back up to 6 after that wreck. Now working with the 4, 3 wide out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. McKinney, Dillon, Maxwell in the middle. Now the 72 going to go to the high side of the racetrack. The 31 going to go down to the bottom. The 3 wide got it sorted out. I told you, not many of these guys are going to be wanting to be 3 wide through the middle of the quarter with how much these cars are really moving around here tonight. You're going to get that aero tightness on the nose of this thing as you're tucked up in traffic. 23 laps to go. 3 laps from now, we'll get our predictions for the race winners. Want to see you guys. That is probably why it is blurry. Hold on a second. We are still in our crash replay. Let's go back live screen. Get it tuned up for you. There we go. Let me know, Kato, if that looks any better here this evening. But you guys got 3 laps. Put your predictions. Who you think is going to be tonight's winner down there in the chat. Want to see what you guys are rocking with. I think I have my picks in this one as well right now, as Jason Branch continues to lead us around. Let's see how. Check in on the lap leaders here. 9 for Branch here this evening. Don't believe Maxwell has got his car up front. Wetzel still has not got himself a lap led just yet. Neither has Josh McKinney. Scott Wise was out front for the first 15 in this one. Christian Rhodes got himself quite a few. The 9 sliding up the racetrack almost makes himself some contact with the 72 there. And Sam Taylor has 11. Oh, we got some contact in the back of the pack. Some of these cars getting tore up. Another GLM car with some significant right front damage. Looking like it's going to be Rowdy in the... No, it's not going to be Rowdy. It's going to be the 3 of Joe Wells. Tore up once again. That will be his evening right there. I believe he's already... Well, he definitely used that faster pair. He was airborne not long ago. Not going to get that caution flag. That right front just dragging on that race car right now. Looking like the worst he may finish is the 24th position. Still a tough break for Joe Wells. Thompson's pick for this evening, I think that will do it for him. So back up front, Branch under siege still from Wetzel and Maxwell. Big move by Wetzel there, going down the bottom side of the racetrack. Wetzel trying to do anything he can to get that car up front, lead himself a lap. Now clears Branch, going to slide up in front of him. Branch going to turn it down off the high side of the racetrack. What does Wetzel have to do to try to get himself a lap led here? Branch with the nose ahead of him going into the tri-oval here. Branch will once again lead that lap, so Wetzel still can't get his lap led just yet. Well, it's lap 20. That cleared it up. All right, so you guys in chat, who is your picks for this evening? If I got to go with a front runner, give me the 12 of Dylan, a multi-time winner here. Has really, he's had his work cut out for him here this evening, but obviously front runner, multi-time winner. See if he can get it done. I want to say my dark horse pick is the 4, but he's also a front runner. He's had quite a few P2 finishes here this in the recent weeks. as I believe Wetzel finally gets his lap led there. But if I got to go with a dark horse for this evening, somebody who's just kind of hanging around the field right now, give me the 46 of Steven Anderson to steal this one away from these guys. Has just kind of been hanging around. For the most part, kept his car clean, hanging right around that top 10. If any chaos kind of happens with the guys who have been strong all night, give me Anderson to steal this one away from these boys as we're back side by side. Now here comes the 12 down on the bottom of the racetrack. Wetzel not gonna let him clear him just yet, pinning him down to the bottom. Is there around?
All right, man.
Rich is around with Maxwell, and now Craig Martin gonna take a big shot to the outside wall. Several guys sliding through the grass. A caution flag will fly once again here from Daytona. Get a look to see what happens here. I got a feeling it might be a similar song and dance as we have seen kind of all night. Somebody in the outside wall, quite possibly. No, the 60 just on the door there. They're going to make some contact. It's going to upset the handling of the 60. Oh, the 28 almost goes airborne. Everyone almost makes it through the 28. Going to get a little bit of damage. But it wasn't until the 22 gets clipped and makes some hard contact with the outside wall here. Right here, the 28 almost goes over, but then the 22 going to probably, definitely take the worst shot in this one. Several guys going through the grass, trying to avoid I believe the fourth caution of the evening here tonight. So Rowdy I've had enough of being caught up in everything. He went ahead and got himself down pit road. Now getting some notifications. I believe this is just going to be just checking up for the pace car. Oh, no, after the fact. They came off the grass there. The 88, the 39, the 71. Going to make some contact. He tried his best to keep it off that wall there. So, yeah, as these guys came back through the grass, and then, he's going to tap him again. The 23. Oh, my God, that Milwaukee Chevrolet just gets it checked up. He did not want that one. So, yeah, Jerry Fasten, guys, as they come through the grass here, the 88 just, I can't quite tell here. We'll rewind one more time, try to get a further look back. 88 just in the grass area. He's out of the throttle, just maybe, from the cockpit, can't quite see the 71 there. And so after the main wreck, we had one just from the guys trying to avoid everything out there as you're going to see these guys on pit road right here. We'll try to watch the battle off of pit road from our fan cam if we can find it. There it is. Looking like Wetzel's going to easily win the race off of pit road. Right now, Maxwell still got a little bit of right front damage, but that car should be all right. We're going to take a quick pause right now. We'll keep that live here. We're just going to grab something to wet our whistle here as these guys work it under caution here. One more time for the Motd series. The laps counting down. Don't go anywhere. When we go back green, the intensity is going to go through the roof. We'll be right back on the CSR broadcast channel. Well, real quick, while some of the tensions and the frustrations might be through the roof right now, we're getting ready to go back Racing. But Jerry, you avoid the wreck, and then give us your
Get hit from
perspective.
behind.
Give us your perspective.
I got woed up for the wreck. Had to go in the grass. Got it woed up, and somebody from behind decided they didn't want to woe up. I guess I don't know.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I think the 88 was down there in the grass with you. He did miss the wreck. I think just being in the grass may have upset that car. You did a pretty good job, though, minimizing your damage. How do you recover and try to grab the win here tonight? You've had a quiet night. You got caught up in that parking lot in turn 3 and 4, but how do we flip the tide here for the 71 car?
Well, I got probably 30 seconds of optional left to fix, but try to miss the wrecks.
All right.
That's one thing I can do.
Well, I know you're getting ready to get back to green. I'll get you back down there to your teammates. Good luck.
Thank you.
So Jerry Fassett out there on the racetrack, looking like Wetzel and Rhodes will be your front row here as we get ready to wrap up our 4th caution of the evening here. Some of the guys just coming on and off pit road that you hear going by the cameras right now. Get a good shot of these guys. You see just the dips and the bumps in this racetrack right there. Some of the shadows starting to come into play right now. Wrapping up the 4th one of the evening. Probably not the number we should be at, but hey, we'll take the green flag racing as they get ready for the conclusion of the 87s on the Legacy Daytona International Speedway. We have 15 laps to go for the Masters of the Draft. Rocketing out front now. He's been strong all night, has struggled to get clear and lead some laps, has made some aggressive moves and got himself there. Now going to lead these boys back around here. 13 laps to go, 14 laps to go. Wetzel in the lead. Here comes Christian Rhodes, though, on the bottom of the racetrack. Where does the 12 go? The 12 going to opt for the bottom of the racetrack. Well, we haven't really needed to take a look at this one very often. These guys are definitely all going to be good on fuel. But we're going to be close to roughly 19 or so laps, I believe, on this set of tires for a good majority of these guys coming down to it. So could tire strategy still be a key in this one? I mean, 19 laps on this abrasive racetrack on a set of tires definitely could be worrisome for some of these guys, as we saw Scott Wise earlier in the race with ease lead the first 15 laps, but that handle of that race car went away quickly on the 31. So still in that range where, as aggressive as you want to be, you want to get up there in the lead, but maybe tires still on the mind. We heard Evan Perry say it earlier that that's part of his strategy for the long run. You see him right there riding in P7 up 12 spots, subbing for Alex Lieball here this evening, with Anderson just in behind. We heard him say he's going to try to stay out of the trouble, but also manage his tires. Right now, you're kind of seeing it. He is laying off that lead group just a little bit. Got to imagine that is part of his strategy still. He wants to have as much grip as he possibly can heading into the final laps of this one, as the first 3 rows are still side by side. 12 laps to go from Daytona. On the CSR broadcast channel here this evening. We got a, oh boy, I'm still in my live interview. Hold on. Hey, you see, when you're a single one-man band over here, you get distracted by things. Trish trying to do all the ADHD, not keeping up with us here, get you back in the camera. It was McKinney, a big shot to the outside wall there. Looks like he's going to be all right, but yeah, tires are still going to be on the top of all these guys' mind. You see the 12 give a good shot to the 4 car there. Again, once again, appreciate everyone tuning in live. If you do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. If you're going back and watching it later, you want to find out when we're going live with some more of these series. Every Tuesday for the MOTD, Thursdays for the All-American Cup Series. We're racing in the Highline Racing Network. We might do some live broadcasts while we're behind the wheel there as well. With the webcam we accidentally left on earlier in the race, but some more things. We got some more Christmas events coming up here, as well as the Masters of the Draft. They are going to have their All-Star race coming up, so a lot of things in just a short while. So if you hit that like or subscribe button, you will get notifications. We go live as the 31 and the 60 make some contact, but they all hang on to that. Going to stack these boys up just a little bit right here. Everyone hanging on to the race car. The 72 going to the high side of the racetrack as we are coming down to it. Going to be in the single digits next time by. You got the 4, 12, and 09 out front. A little bit of a breakaway right now. Oh, Rowdy in the wall pretty hard back here. Makes some big contact. Sam Taylor still trying to find his way back to the front after getting caught up earlier. And a little bit of a pit strategy call. But it's tonight that Rhodes goes ahead and grabs that win after several P2 finishes to the guy just behind him. Can Dylan make himself a 3-time winner this year and really put a staple on this season and go ahead and make up even more points? You got the 09 of Wetzel. Is it time for him to grab that win? Is his aggressive style of racing going to pay off? Does Scott Wise, Mr. CEO, make a run at it? Is a guy, Evan Perry in the wall back there, is a guy like Sam Maxwell going to make a push? Oh, Drift is around back here. Anderson, a little bit of contact. They're going to hang on to it. Yes, they do, but Evan Perry, I believe, was in the wall pretty hard back there. He's going to lose a ton of momentum, but the green flag will stay out. We'll try to get another look at that here later in this one because the laps are counting down. Don't want to take our eyes off the front too much, but the 12 and the 4, the two guys that have been 1-2 for several weeks in a row, trying to work together, maybe pull away a little bit from these guys and set up their own strategy out here. The 12 looking high in 3 and 4, just getting a little bit of air to the nose of that car. You get Tinder down there on the bottom of the racetrack. That car pretty tore up as he now goes 1 lap down. Still, Wilson still trying to get that lap back. He just can't seem to get it. Seems like he gets a little car contact every time the yellow flag does fly. It's killing him. He was in 27th earlier, so, I mean, for him, I'm sure it's not where he'd like to be in the scoring column right now. And with that car being repaired, he wants to get on the lead lap and make up some of those points. But with the 88 continuing to total up, he might move up to 18 for the 23. The 39 of Ward got caught up in that last incident that brought out the yellow flag after having himself a solid race. Now finds himself way off the pace as well as Jerry Fassick. Steve Melnick doing a good job hanging on. Had that right front pretty much tore off, was a lap down, got back, recovering up to 14. We just saw what happened with Evan Perry, the 14 as well. Lungsford having a decent race. Rowdy there after that, still hanging on to a top 10. Anderson, who was honestly should have gotten wrecked. Wetzel in the wall there a little bit. Still inside your top 10. The 03 of McKinney, who is just having a stellar 87, continues to do that. Sam Taylor up to 7th as well. Then Scott Wise, Wetzel, Maxwell, Picklesmeyer, and Rhodes up front, coming down to 5 laps to go. Who's saving a little? Is the 09, did he burn his stuff up early, falling back just a little bit? Oh, don't forget, Jason Branch was around just a couple laps ago. He has been strong all evening as well, has got up there and led himself quite a few laps, 12 to be exact. Now trying to get that car back up to the front where it has been for a good majority of this one. A 6-car breakaway, and then it's 2.8 seconds back to Sam Taylor right now. Doesn't have a ton of help with him. Gonna need some help to get back up to the front here, as Maxwell now making a hard charge to the inside here through 3 and 4, but he's a lone soldier down there on the bottom of the racetrack. It's washing up just a little bit on him. He's able to pull it back down to the racetrack, and here comes Branch back here now getting around Scott Wise. There's Wise gets a little tight up off the corner, so put the 28 back inside the top 5. This one is shaping up to be a fantastic finish for the Masters of the Draft. Laps to go. When does the 12 try to show some muscle here? All over the back of the 4, Sam Maxwell right there. Bobby Wetzel just in behind, and Jason Branch. Oh, is the 4 is going to get a little out of shape there. A little bit of contact from the 12. Going to upset the 4, so Rhodes now going to need to get back in the throttle, get that momentum rebuilt. Don't lose touch with the lead draft. So now the multi-time winner Dylan back out front here for the Motd Series. 3 laps to go. Maxwell second, Wetzel third, Branch fourth. Christian Rhodes now battling back to the bottom of the racetrack. He does have a little bit of right front damage there from the contact. It may have been from earlier, but nonetheless, definitely some damage on the 4, heading down to 2 laps to go here from Daytona. A familiar car out front right now. Dylan in the 12 leads him to the tri-oval. Maxwell in second. Maxwell has been at the tail end of the top 5 here for several laps. Was he saving a little bit of tires? Is he going to be able to make that big move here? Is the caution flag going to fly and kind of reset this whole thing? Well, we'll find out here in just a couple laps to see who takes the checker flag. A lot of green flag racing here this evening. Again, iRacing not throwing the yellows probably as they should, but hey, they make the calls as Maxwell now makes a move to the inside. The 4 of Rhodes going to go with him. We'll see how aggressive does the 4 work, try to get back at the 12. I'm sure it was not intentional. Them 2 had worked so well together here in these closing laps, but now Christian Rhodes back to second as we take the white flag. 1 lap to go here for the Motd Series from Daytona. Dylan, Rhodes, Maxwell, Wetzel, Branch, Scott Wise just a little bit behind. If any chaos happens, does Wise win the race? Side by side, Rhodes makes his big move back down to the bottom of the racetrack as he heads through 3 and 4. Down the back straightaway, Maxwell now pushing the 12. Rhodes by himself. He said it for a long time. He just needs some help. He's going to fall back to third right now. Maxwell on the high side. The 12's going to have to make that car wide. Coming back down out of 3 and 4. Right now, no pressure out the back. Maxwell trying to get that thing wound up. Coming down to it, but Maxwell is not going to get there. Dylan is going to win his 3rd race of the year for the Motd Series. And another P2 finish for Christian Rhodes behind the 12 car. Rhodes following around Dylan here. We'll see. Is this a congratulations or is this frustrations? I think this is just going to be some congratulations here. Coming back to the start-finish line, going to give him a little nudge there. The 12 going to lock it down, do a little burnout here. I'm sure on the frustrated, you see, just even not up to speed, just how long it takes that car to get it wound up here. But Dylan in the 12 back to victory lane here this evening. You see the burnouts on the front straightaway. So let's bring in tonight's race winner here for the Motd Series. Well, Dylan, another one. Number 3 on the year.
Yes, sir. Do it for Dale.
Do it for Dale. Well, you're doing it for yourself right now, making up a ton of points. Is Christian tired of finishing behind you at this point?
Dude, I don't know what happened with him in the tri-oval. I was content with pushing him to the last lap. We've been talking. I'm trying to recruit him over to the team, and I was just trying to ride behind him because last time we wrecked last time we was doing that last race. I made it a mission to kind of help him there at the end, and I was going to make the move on the last lap. But I don't know if it's because I was right on his butt, but when we were in the trial, he just got loose. I never touched him, but I guess the air got him. But hate that for him, but it gave me the win, so we'll take it,
I mean, they don't ask how, they ask how many. And, I mean, you're putting it on these boys, making huge jumps in the point standings. Before we let you go finish celebrating this one out, anyone you want to give a shout-out to?
Well, I want to shout out the league. I gave him a whole lap tonight. I had to start from the pits, so there you go, boys. And, of course, I want to thank my teammate Sam Taylor for sticking it with me, and hopefully we'll get Christian over here soon. Want to thank you, of course, brother. I love watching these. My family, my wife, and yeah, do it for Ryan Blaney, baby. Come on, do it for Dale. All of them. I appreciate you.
Thanks, buddy. Well, Sam, another P2. You getting tired of it yet, or are you still having fun?
I think you got the wrong Sam.
Oh, I got Sam Taylor. I'm sorry. I'm not even looking for Sam. All right, hold on. We'll get back to you in just a moment. I want to bring in Christian Rhodes. That's who we wanted to bring in. Christian, are you tired of P2 yet?
It's so disappointing. I thought I had it in the bag. Was staring at the mirror coming down to the couple last laps, and I almost spun myself out in the trial.
Oh, boy.
But, P2, it sucks that you're right there, especially when you think you had the race. Like, I was staring in the mirror so much and just waiting for the runs to come to kind of see where they were trying to go, and mental air. But it's so frustrating being right there so many times and just wanting to nab that win. And I thought tonight was the night, but here we are again, P2. It's hard to complain about a P2, but...
I mean, yeah, but when it's your third in a row to the same guy, it's like... It's got to be frustrating. Now, like you said, you had that moment there in the trial. You fell back. I was worried about you losing touch with that lead draft. Was it just pure determination behind the wheel to get back up there and get another shot at the win?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty mad at myself, and I thought I was going to take a spin through the grass. I thought I was meeting the pit lane wall there, but luckily I was able to get it under control. And yeah, I think I saw a little bit of red, and I was like, I'm taking whatever run I get. I'm trying to get back to the lead. I think I could have had it if there was, 3 laps to go when that happened. But, yeah, it was a well of a drive just getting back up there, getting a P2.
Well, I mean, it was fantastic to watch it all night. Hopefully sometime soon we'll get to you first and leave Dylan second. I think that's going to be your goal. Just beat the 12 car. I guess that's the only guy you really need to beat.
I was hopeful because he started with the 1-lap hold, and it was a lot of green flag racing. I think maybe third caution or fourth caution, he got his lap back, and I was like, no, when that big one happened, I was hoping he would be in it, so I wouldn't have to worry about the 12 winning again. But no, I'm happy for Dylan. He's a great driver. I'm really happy that he won it.
Well, before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to here this evening?
Of every time I've been in the booth, you've never asked me to give a shout out, and I gotta give a shout out to the missus for letting me do this. Big shout out to you guys. You guys do an awesome job broadcasting. A big shout out to Scott and Lauren for putting this on and dealing with us.
Well, you got to remind me, or just take the airtime. Just give all your shout outs there. We get a look at you just beating Maxwell back to the start finish line, but congrats on the P2.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Well, you see the finish there. We'll go ahead. We'll try to get a couple more guys here, but we got to give you the final results here for this evening's race. There it is. Dylan in the 12 grabs another one. Christian Rhodes, Sam Maxwell, Bobby Wetzel, Jason Branch recovers nicely back for a top 5. Scott Wise just outside. Sam Taylor, Steve Anderson, P8. Great run for him. Eddie Rowdy survival. That's a guy who just didn't give up all night as well. There in the 33, want to make sure we give him a shout out as well as Longsford, man. Those guys had some chaos all around him, did a nice job. Josh McKinney, uncharacteristic finish for him. And Melnick outside the top 10. I'm sure they will right the ship here shortly. Jerry Bassett recovers great as well, up to 13. Drift falls to 14th. So we could have a shakeup in the points. I think this finish here really going to get that points battle even closer here. Evan Perry driving for Alex Leeball grabs himself a top 15. Not too shabby in a car that he hasn't got much time in So good race for him as well. Marcus Krauser there. It just, again, another guy that just wouldn't say die in this one. Shane Ward, unfortunately, gets caught up late in one of the wrecks. Ryan Wilson just never could get that lap back. That has got to be so frustrating for him. Just a great, fantastic super speedway racer. Just couldn't seem to get that lap back. As you see the rest of the final results here, Waddle and Wells, you see, stick out there. Tough break for them. Eric Hayden as well, having himself a good, clean race right up into the end. Victor Rivera back there as well, as you see the rest of your finishing order here for tonight's MOTD race from Daytona. Well, we'll see if anybody else is still down in here. See if Sam Maxwell is still hanging around. Yeah, Sam Maxwell is still here. Sam, it's Craig up in the booth. A fantastic finish, just a little short. What more did you need to grab the win?
I think I needed a little bit more tires. I never had the opportunity to get all the way to the front. There wasn't enough car there to get past the 2 wide leaders. Once they get out like that, there was just nowhere to go. You couldn't, unless you wanted to make it 3 wide. And yeah, that's a good way to ruin your night.
Yeah,
I was just hoping to have a good finish. That's it.
Well,
and that's what I got.
Well, I mean, you've had some great runs. You've got caught up in a lot of people's stuff, so I'm glad you were able to put it all together here tonight. Now, how do you carry that momentum forward for the rest of the season? Because, you've had great runs, but just kind of staying out of the chaos right there at the end. Tonight, you are able to do it. So how do you carry this momentum forward? Get that 60 car to victory lane.
Well, every race I have with these guys, I learn a little bit about how to stay out of that crap that happens. Get a little bit more experience on, what to do to avoid it. And it's been paying off. I expect to, be a contender from here on out, because at this point I've got it figured out. I know where the issues are and who's who, and, how to avoid it, what to do to stay out of it. So hopefully it'll work,
Well, good luck moving forward, and looking forward to seeing some more good runs out of that 60 car.
Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, one more guy I want to try to get a word in with here. I think the story of the night for him, I think, would be heartbreak there, Wilson. Just not able to get that lap back all night long. How frustrating was it behind the wheel for you?
Man, these cars, they make for interesting racing. That's all I can say. I really don't want to say more than that.
Well, so are you just looking forward to getting to the Trucks series, and then the Gen 6 and the Gen 4, something you're a little more familiar with?
Well, I mean, tonight had potential, and I was trying to avoid a spinning car and just dropped the tire off the racing surface and collected one off-track point. And it took away my lucky dog, and then it just kind of spiraled there. So I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't ready to put this car away and never look at it again.
Well, you still battled through. You were like 27th at one point. I know 18th isn't where you want to be, especially just stuck one lap down. You're a hell of a super speedway racer, a hell of a racer. I gotta imagine that the ship will just turn itself here, and the sails will get full, and you'll get that Highline car to victory lane here shortly. But I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
Yes, sir. If you know anybody that's got Flex Seal for sale, I know a guy that needs to buy it for this ship.
It's taking on water, but luckily you're out of these cars next week.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you.
Well, that should do it. You see the 12 car there in the middle of the racetrack. Dylan grabbing his 3rd win. We're definitely going to spend some time looking at the points next week, because it is definitely going to be tight out there. I just want to make sure that it didn't get updated quickly. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they got a lot of things to go through with the stage points and everything. Just not quite yet here. But Dylan grabbing another win. With Branch's top 15 finish, it's definitely going to make things more interesting at the top of the standings. But that will wrap it up for us here this evening. We will be back Thursday night once again, appreciate you guys tuning in live. If you're watching it tomorrow or the next couple days, watching this thing back, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like. It'll help people find this page. It'll help us grow a little bit, and that's what we are about as well. So we'll be back Thursday. We might do just some live broadcasting with my terrible skills behind the wheel sometime this weekend here, but look forward to see you guys Thursday night for the All-American Cup Series. For the CSR broadcast series. We'll be back for the All-American Cup Series.